content to cash flow. And from content to cash flow, 5-figure month, the system. And from 5-figure month, the system, entrepreneur speaker. How to become more productive in our everyday life, more successful in our businesses while remaining consistent in our prayer life. So it's not just speaking. For speaking, the way you get better at speaking is what I call mind practice. So I've learned to train my mind to organize things in my head. So sometimes if you can think about or picture your slides without looking at them to get more comfortable with them, it makes you better in presenting. People don't buy what you sell, they buy what you say, which means you gotta get better with words. So what do you get? All right, let's rewind, because y'all still play pimping. You don't remember that we just came out of the weak spot. So remember when you decided you saw blank, you felt blank, and you knew you wanted blank. I noticed that many people feel the same way. Now remember I told you earlier that I'll give few of you, I'll teach you exactly what I did to what I do to make money. Remember and I told you that I would teach you the same system that we're using for our clients to show them how to increase their close rates in webinar, teaching them how to get better at closing. And I said, I'll make it available for a few of you all for me to work with you to help you build out your slides, know exactly what to say, give you live in-person coaching, give you film sessions where I watch portions of your webinar and show you where you can insert stories or changes that you can make. Is that okay if I make that available to you all? Yes. Okay. Many of you are kind of quiet, so let's do this. You guys are in a webinar now, so I already know how to do it. So should I just get off right now and go and continue to help my clients, or do you really want me to make this available to you? Yes. Now I go right into problem reveal. So here's what I discovered. Right into problem reveal. Stack comes up. Here's what I discovered. Like, people are stuck like, man, if I'm trying to get funding, which banks do I start with? Do I go with the big banks? Do I do just the banks I know? Chase? So you just want all the fine chicks. You want the model chicks. They cost more. So you need the sequence to know what order should you get funded in. So I noticed that people were getting denied, not because funding doesn't work, but they didn't know what order to go in. Problem reveal. You heard that? Say it one more time. How I'm selling your offer better than you? You sure you don't want to lock in this percentage? Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm going up next week. You know what I'm saying? So, problem reveal. Make sense? This is slide one, bullet point, right? Then, offer reveal. This is how you're coaching them with the problem that you already told them you have a resource for. Got it? This is your process. Or like if instead of saying you're going to get 12 weeks coaching, you're describing like the thing you're helping them with in the coaching versus how many weeks and all that stuff. You can say that later. Make sense? This third part, transformation reveal. So you guys, you know, probably we're talking about speakers. Offer reveal. So what's dope is the way our speaking is set up, it is not just a matter of you just showing up to some random Zoom room. No. What's dope about what we do, imagine like in the coaching space, there's a few things you can buy. You can buy a course, you can buy a mastermind, you can buy a 12-week coaching intensive, a boot camp. What we decided to do, one day I was at an all-inclusive resort. And what I loved is when I went there, my butler, Hector, whenever I got there, he gave me his phone number, and everything I asked for, he was like, Senor Rozier, if you need anything, just send me a message. And I realized that everything was included, that I didn't need to buy a course, then buy a coaching program, then buy this. So what's great about how we coach, guys, we have an entrepreneur speaker, a portal, with all the foundational things we teach that you can watch at your own leisure and no videos longer than 10 minutes. It's almost like having access to a course. And we would normally sell the course alone for $5,000 to $10,000, but you get that. Now what's dope is, and my clients can attest to it, I don't teach in any of the live coaching sessions anything that's in the portal. So you get a chance to reference the foundational things. You want to know storm method. Somebody invites you to speak, and you're like, man, how do I decide what to speak on? I'm describing the problem. You can go to the portal, and it'll be there. But in our coaching, what we're focusing on is developing a skill, not teaching information. Offer reveal. So I'm describing what the coaching looks like, what it feels like. Q&A, skill lab. What I love is in real time, many of you are going to be doing speaking engagements. I want you to, in our Q&A sessions, bring the problems that you face while using the skill I taught you so I can help you perfect it. What am I describing? how coaching works with me. Transformation reveal. Now what's amazing is I was talking with Coach, one of our clients, Coach K, and she was saying how she was getting ready to do a webinar, and it was in the middle, it was on a Monday, because I only coach on Mondays, guys. We were on there, and she said, oh, this is good, I got what I need. We were talking about payment process and how to go into pinning down people to get them to buy towards the end. As well as I was talking with Dana, and she said she noticed a shift in what she was doing with stories that overcome objections. I'm describing the transformation. So now she knew, she's not just telling random stories, she was connecting the stories to blah, 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 blah. How many of y'all can see like this alone in your webinars? It's like, what story do I tell that helps somebody say, oh man, I need that? Here's the clear, concise statement. What story do I tell that helps somebody say, I need that? Clear statement. Transformations happen that way. Does everybody get those three? Yes. And number 4, value reveal. I don't do it anymore, but I used to show a wire transfer from a from a consulting contract I had, where they can see in real time, this was a wire that a company sent me to be able to teach them this. This is a wire I did for training. This is a wire I did from speaking. This is a wire I did from this. This is a down payment for this. Hey, this is pending contracts right now that I'll be making, blah, 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 right? Now, what's dope is the exact contract I use to close this consulting company, I'm going to give you the contract and walk you through each part of it and customize it for you. Value reveal. See what I'm saying? I'm showing them this is worth a whole lot of money. This is worth significant value. What I can do is, when I'm doing value reveal too, Darius, I'm shrinking the price. So I'll say something like, let me ask you this. How many of y'all, now play along please, how many of y'all just based on what I'm telling you right now, like based on your offer, how much you offer? 5K. 5K, you got anything else? 25. So 5K and 25. So if this alone, how many extra people do you think just using this you'll be able to get on your 5K? 100. So 100 more people or $100,000? 100 more people times 5K, that's how much? 500,000. So $500,000, and on the 20K, how many more people? 20. How much is that? 500,000. So this alone would make you an extra $1 million. Value reveal. And I just shrunk the price. So how much would you pay to get access to a system that makes you $1 million? 100,000. What if I asked you for 10% of that? And what if I even guaranteed that I would come in and I would sell your offer for you, and if you don't make 10,000, I'll pitch for you for free until you do. Say no and you crazy. You hate money. I still ain't even told you the price, but what are you thinking? I want that. I'll rest my case. Do y'all see this? It's this alone is just 4 parts of it. Just before you get into the types of pitches and closes, just this alone. We'll park the car right there. Because everybody's brain is like.
So we haven't dropped the link yet for them to buy?
I don't mind you dropping the link on, no, I don't want you to drop the link yet. I want you to drop the link after value reveal.
After value.
Yep.
But I thought we did that incentive one where you was like, shut up, where you was like, yo, just shut up right there.
Yeah.
That was that problem when that.
No, I'm saying I went through, because I was doing a repitch. I wasn't pitching the offer. They had already heard the offer. Like you pitched the offer, what, day 2? Yeah, they had already heard the offer. So it was different. A repitch is going to be different from a pitch. A repitch is like sneak attack. Like, you know what? Say it again. It what now?
It makes so much sense.
I
When
have.
people say like they spend like 45 minutes on a close, I'm like, what should y'all be saying? Because baby, here go the link and the price. I need to buy. Like,
But that's how you and Shaquana buy. Yeah. But people need a lot more, and they're confused and like, but here's the question you asked. You're like, he was like, how are you getting people to pay fast? Remember you asked me that question?
you got them something so fast.
You got a rich audience though.
No, I wasn't selling my offer.
Oh, I thought she asked you. Oh, I think you said she.
No, I was selling.
Because you solve rich people problems. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Like I saw, I'm B2C. They're starting businesses. I feel like what you say is different. Also pinpoints that we're talking to people who are first starting versus people who already make money.
Yeah, but can I offer you some coaching on that?
Of course.
That's business model. So when I noticed I had that problem in my business, I created a bunch of feeder offers around the business. So like Lauren, Ebony, Joy, like it's a bunch of them that's in my stuff. I made them money from 5-figure months, and they bought Entrepreneur Speaker with money I made them. I created a problem. In 5-figure months, you use my monthly lunch system, but the monthly lunch system includes an experience lunch. So now that you're making 5 figures every month with a bunch of different experiences and you got a bunch of leads on your list, what do you think they want next? Entrepreneur Speaker. And they paying me in full with money I made them. But Ebony was also in content to cash flow. Lauren is an attorney. She wasn't studying no content. And she teaches at a school. That's why she's not here now. She's a professor teaching people who are getting a law degree, and she owns her own law firm. So content to cash flow is not for influencers. It's for professional business owners who have a business but know they have to create content but hate social media. Listen to the clarity of that.
Yeah, I heard that, but I need that.
They hate it. One of my clients in content to cash flow is a sports announcer for the Chicago Bulls. It's all these people. I got a podiatrist in it. So when they hear content to cash flow, that's for newbies. No, it's not. It's people who dominate in business, but they're like, man, I don't do that social media thing, but they know they need to. Content to cash flow. And from content to cash flow, 5-figure months, the system. And from 5-figure months, the system, Entrepreneur Speaker. All the programs is feeding it. I built a business.
Your ascension is crazy.
So to that point, I don't believe in ascension. I have a parallel business. So the way I sell it is, here's the wording. Here's what's amazing. You guys are like, what does it look like to work with Marcus? Here's the amazing part of why we do what we do. I don't want to sell you something you don't need and you overpay for it. You're like, man, I thought I would get this. I also don't want to oversell you something. You're like, I pay for all this, but I only need this. So the way our business works, we want to make sure that you're only getting the thing you need. It's parallel. It's not. So you get my high ticket, my low ticket? No, it's a coaching and education business where all the offers are equally valuable, but it's customized to what you need. If not, you're going to create internal competition with your own offers. And I'm going to say no to you until I can afford the other thing because nobody wants to buy an inferior product. Nobody wants to buy an inferior product. So you probably are hearing my gripes with the coaching space because we don't realize from stage we are the enemy of our other offers by the way we pitch our offers. So y'all wasn't joking. Y'all remember when we was on a call and I said, I love y'all so much, y'all finna make me tell these folks like Harlem Nights, put your mom on the phone. I ain't never coming home. Take it easy. I hope you are enjoying this. I'm telling you, this is only a few minutes out of 2 8-hour days. Think about 16 hours of training. And what's amazing about what we do, there is no place that I found that teaches business owners and entrepreneurs how to speak in a way that grows their brand, their business, and their bank account. Now, there are a ton of speaker programs, but very few that are for business owners because business owners aren't speaking for hand claps and applause. We're speaking with the hopes of growing our business. So if I said, hey, I want to invite you on a podcast, you'd want to come on the podcast in hopes of getting more followers, more brand visibility, more business. Well, I want to invite you to get access to Entrepreneur Speaker. It is the only speaker training specifically for business owners who want to grow their brand, business, and bank account. You get access to learning how to speak without notes, how to organize in your head, how to present from stage. You learn storytelling, how to master telling your story in a way that sells for you. You learn my subtle selling system, and you also learn how to sell via masterclass, webinar, or challenge. So in the description below, you will get access to that. I cannot wait to see you at the next Entrepreneur Speaker. Let's get back to the episode. I got off of Entrepreneur Speaker and I was like, yeah, I think I'm done with content to cash flow. Shut the whole program down. I see y'all. You can upgrade our game. It's been great. And we did a farewell call. Prayed for them and everything else. Be blessed. Say what now? I will. I'll give you structure. I'll sell it. Structure and everything. The way it was structured was dope. We took what was a monthly membership. I hated taking away time from things that I was selling that cost more to sell something for $100 a month. So instead, I sold it at $5,000 for the year. $100 a month was $1,200. How many of you have bought $10,000 and $20,000? How much do y'all think a mastermind normally costs for a year? Everybody starts at $10,000. So we decided to give you access to it, half off $5,000 for the whole year, and you get weekly calls. It wasn't nothing but the membership positioned differently. If you were going to cancel and you were a part of something else, you can roll into that for $3,000. Don't hurt me because I'm still making more than the $100 a month. Y'all, how y'all get me from speaking to business culture? You get me out of business. Y'all ain't pay me for no business culture.
The same thing.
Oh my God. So you got a couple different types of practice, and I'm gonna use an example. Do you watch any sports at all?
Yes.
So when Jordan was losing every year, he didn't practice basketball, he lift weights. It's those small things of getting stronger made him better on the court. So it's not just speaking. For speaking, the way you get better at speaking is what I call mind practice. So I've learned to train my mind to organize things in my head. So sometimes if you can think about or picture your slides without looking at them to get more comfortable with them, it makes you better in presenting them. So how I took the whole presentation and divided it into 5 parts. Imagine being in the middle of speaking and knowing what room in the presentation you're in. That already makes you better at it. Oh shoot, okay, I'm in _clarify. All right, I'm in this, and this. So the mind practice helps with that a whole lot. I'm a big stickler for meditation, but I don't do traditional meditation where I sit and think about nothing, because I'm gonna think about everything. So I create focused thoughts. So I love quotes and things of that nature. So like everything for me, I'll say again, someone will see that quote and all they see a quote. I can teach 8 weeks on that because there's systems underneath it. People don't buy what you sell, they buy what you say, which means you got to get better with words. So how do we get better with words? Part of the outline. What's the biggest speaking mistakes people make? Outline. So like I think about when I'm in something, like what I told y'all creating your fridge, I keep stacking on the thoughts. One of those things is like looking at what you have and being able to see how you get in and out of that easier or better, or is there a more efficient way? Has anybody ever seen session notes where I sent to you and said, and I showed you my session target? If you ever look at session notes, most of the time my session notes will say my session target or my session outcome. It's how I get better at knowing what I got to accomplish for it to be successful. So like that's one way. Like if you could take your whole presentation when you're doing like your keynote or whatever the case may be, and you think about the end of this, I want them to be able to, that's gonna make you better because you're so focused that you start trimming all the wasted words. This is such a great question you asked too. Such a great question you asked. Yeah, you trim a whole lot of stuff that would be in it that wouldn't match. So I do that for everything. This Sunday, I'm in a series called Too Busy Not to Pray. How to become more productive in our everyday life, more successful in our businesses while remaining consistent in our prayer life. So it's called Too Busy Not to Pray. And all I'm doing is like every week is a target. It's 9 prayer skills I'm teaching. One is called scripted prayers, what to pray when I don't know what to pray, how to pray the scriptures. I know that's what I'm teaching Sunday. I know what scripture I'm teaching. So you see how long will it take you? Not long, because I know exactly where I'm going. That's mind practice. If I got a busy week, structure is going to help me. So all I'm doing is each day just grabbing little small things. Does that make sense?